Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another video episode on ForgottenWeapons.com. Today we're very privileged to be able to shoot an EM-2. This was a trials rifle for the British military. This particular one is chambered in 7.62 NATO, aka 308 Winchester. Alright, so this is how the guns were originally shipped. A nice fitted case, the rifle, bayonet, and this is a modified version of the number 9 standard British bayonet. So you rotate that down for use as a knife, rotate it up to fit on the muzzle of the rifle. Grenade launcher, sling, cleaning kit, documentation, and 6 magazines. These guns were made in both 280/30, which was the intended British caliber, really an intermediate cartridge. They were also made in 7.62 NATO because that was necessary as part of the trials. This particular gun is in 7.62 NATO. It's really kind of a handful to shoot. These are also select fire, so semi-auto and full auto. In this particular case, we have a combination of magazines. This is for the 280/30, and this is for the 308, or 7.62. When you look at them head on, you can see the length difference there. The 280 was a shorter cartridge. Really, the 280 was a much better cartridge. And ironically, it's exactly the sort of thing that we're going back to today with the 6.8 Remington. Mechanically, this rifle is flapper locked, very much like a Gewehr 43, a German G43. It is select fire, so it's both semi and full automatic, and as you can see, it's a bullpup. Trigger's up here, magazine housing is back here. One very unusual feature and kind of unnerving feature of this gun is that when you lock a magazine in place, it automatically closes the bolt and chambers the first round. Alright, semi-auto fire. So the selector switch on this gun is right here. Semi-auto, full auto. Conveniently marked with an A for full, or an A for automatic, and an R for rapid, or semi-automatic. Alright guys, we've done some shooting with the EM-2. Taken it apart, we've cleaned it. Figured we'd show you. How it goes together. So, in a nutshell, mechanically, this gun locks using 2 flappers on the side of the bolt. This is very similar to the German G43. I picked up a kit for a Madsen Sadler light machine gun that works this way as well. And what happens is you have a gas piston. That locks, this round nub locks into the bolt here. And this is what pushes the bolt back and forth. When the bolt comes all the way forward, these 2 lugs push out to either side and lock into the rear of the receiver. The receiver itself is an absolute nightmare to manufacture. This is a milled piece of work, and there are just a whole bunch of nooks and crannies and expensive cuts that have to be made inside there. Really, it's crazy. You could make 10 fouls for the cost of one of these guns. It's also interesting to note, we have this gorgeous piece of wood on the front. The back, this is actually a wood veneer. Very, very thin, just layered over the back of the receiver. Today, I expect we'd do that with polymer. Back in the 50s, they used a wood veneer, believe it or not. So, let's go ahead and put this together. For all the expensive machining, it's actually pretty good to disassemble. I'm going to run the gas piston in here. My bolt sits on the gas piston there. Slides in like so. We have a cocking handle slot right back here. Cocking handle is keyed, so it can only go in right back there. Alright, so we've run the bolt in, and it'll run in just to the magazine catch and then stop. This gun does lock open on an empty magazine. In fact, it's got a really complicated mechanism in here. Not only does it lock open on an empty magazine, but when you insert a loaded magazine, it automatically drops the bolt and chambers the first round. So we have a little bit of a button right there, and pushing in on that allows me to manually close the bolt without a magazine. So you can see we have our bolt in here. You heard that snick. That's the locking lugs, the flappers locking right here inside the receiver. So the next bit we're going to do is put in our trigger assembly, our lower housing. The safety mechanism on this, or the safety catch, is very much like an M1 Garand. Out of the trigger guard for fire, in the trigger guard for safe. This drops in surprisingly easily. We have, let me show you this, we have two catches here on either side, and those run into the receiver to hold it in place. So, and one pin in the back locks that in place. Lastly, we have a recoil spring and buttstock. This is a bit long. A recoil spring goes in the top, inside the gas piston, and then if we look right here, you can see there are 3 lobes on this catch. This rotates, this goes in at an angle like so, and rotates, snaps in place. There is a catch right here to allow you to disassemble it. And then of course, our magazine, and we're ready to go. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We're grateful to the owner of this rifle for allowing us to do some shooting and disassembly so that you all can see it. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out ForgottenWeapons.com for more videos of interesting trials rifles.